Hey, welcome to Crossroads. In today's episode, we'll be talking about how corporate news outlets are alleging that Donald Trump could stay in office indefinitely, forever, if he's reelected. Also, leftist leaders fear imprisonment if Donald Trump returns to office. Let's talk about it. Let me show you this first, folks. Now, establishment news outlets and political figures are warning of a new threat to America, and that is Donald J. Trump. Well, it's not a warning, not a new warning at least, because they've been saying this since like 2015. But this time, they're saying that a second Trump presidency now seems to be inevitable. It is unavoidable. Trump is inevitable. And that if he comes back into office, he could potentially overturn term limits. Here's NBC News talking about this. They have former Representative Liz Cheney saying this. It says that she warned Monday that if Donald Trump is elected president next year for a second term, he will try to remain in power beyond those 4 years. And here's what she said in that interview. She said, "There's no question." And she said this on NBC, of course. And she says that there's the new book coming out they have, which is Oath and Honor, a memoir and a warning from her, warning about this very topic. And when asked if she believes Trump would try to stay in power, Cheney said, "Absolutely. He's already done it once," referring to his efforts, according to NBC, and the way they frame it, after the 2020 presidential election to overturn Joe Biden's victory and stop its certification on January 6, 2021. And here's what she's saying here. Let me show you. She said a vote for Donald Trump may mean the last election you ever get to vote in. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote against the Constitution. Now, look, this idea is being echoed right now throughout the mainstream media. This is Washington Post, just to give you a hint, just to give you a sample of what they're saying. Washington Post said this. It says, "This isn't mere hyperbole. As my colleagues have reported over the past year, Trump has made clear his stark authoritarian vision for a potential second term. He would embark on a wholesale purge of the federal government, weaponize the Justice Department," who's ever heard of that, "to explicitly go after his political opponents, something he claims is being done to him, that he will stack government agencies across the board with political appointees pre-screened as ideological Trump loyalists," because who does that? And it says that he'll also dole out pardons to myriad officials and others as incentives to do his bidding to stay loyal. And they claim as well, let me continue, it says here, it says that in election rallies, Trump has vowed punitive action against all perceived enemies when he said this, "I am your retribution," which Trump actually did say, by the way. And it says, in another, he promised to, quote, "root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, that lie and steal and cheat on elections." Now, they're saying that Trump could even become like Julius Caesar. They've dropped the Hitler comparisons. Trump is now Caesar, they're saying. And he may have real power, they're saying, they claim with all this, to just choose to not leave office in 2028. There's been a lot of news outlets. I'm going to show you one. This is Daily Mail. It says a famous neoconservative says Donald Trump will become a dictator like Julius Caesar if he wins the 2024 election. Here's the quote on it. It says, quote, "Like Caesar, Trump wields a clout that transcends the laws and institutions of government based on the unwavering personal loyalty of his army of followers." Kagan writes about Trump as he argues the former president's plethora of legal woes will not be effective blockades against his political ascension. You hear that? It sounds almost like they're suggesting that the legal attacks on Trump are meant to be blockades to getting him elected. And they're saying, based on that it's not working. Makes you wonder what they really believe is going on with all that, the rolling prosecutions against Trump. But he continues saying this, quote, "Trump might not want or need a third term, but were he to decide he wanted one, as he has sometimes indicated, would the 22nd Amendment block him any more effectively than being president for life than the Supreme Court if he refused to be blocked. So some people compare this to like saying, Donald Trump has not denied his intent to blow up the sun. Donald Trump has not denied his intent to punch a dolphin. You can make up headlines like this any way you want of things that somebody did not do or did not say. But here we are right now. And look, God forbid that Trump might do something really crazy like, weaponize the justice system to go after his political enemies. Could you imagine living under a government where they have weaponized the justice system? Let's go after the former president of the United States, or to label anybody who supported him as extremists and find ways to prosecute them, maybe even put them in jail without trial, maybe even solitary confinement. Could you imagine that? Because that's what they're saying could be in the future, although I think many people also believe it's happening right now. But also, folks, this is what the establishment media is going on about right now. And let me show you a bit more of what they're saying on another side of it. This is a small sample of the headlines. Here's one. It says here, now on another note, sorry about that. All right, folks, that's it for YouTube. I think for the rest is I can't talk about it on YouTube, unfortunately. So for YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and for the rest of the episode, I'll be talking about some topics that I'll probably get blacklisted for if I talk about them here. We'll be going into how leftist leaders are fearing imprisonment if Trump returns to office, and also how the January 6th narrative could actually be broken by the Supreme Court. But for all that, unfortunately, I have to jump over to Epoch TV because I can't talk about it on YouTube. And of course, Epoch TV is our uncensored video platform, so come join me there. Also, I'll be doing full episodes 2 days a week now on YouTube and elsewhere. That'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays. But until then, come join me on Epoch TV for the rest of the episode and live Q&A and all the things I can't talk about on YouTube, because I will be stuffing the things that I can't see on YouTube onto Epoch TV because I can't say them here. Come join us and I'll see you there.